Why the sea disappeared or the tragedy of the Aral. The problem originated in the late 1950s when Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev decided to significantly increase agricultural production in Central Asia by diverting water from the two rivers that fed the Aral Sea to irrigate the desert. Since the 1960s, the level of the Aral Sea began to decline rapidly due to the withdrawal of water from the main feeding rivers, the Amu Darya and the Syr Darya. Before it began to shrink, the Aral Sea was the fourth largest lake in the world. Excessive withdrawal of water for irrigation of agricultural lands turned the Lake Sea, previously rich in life, into a barren salt desert. The Amu Darya and Syr Darya rivers provided almost all of the water flowing into the Aral Sea. For thousands of years, it happened that the Amu Darya channel went away from the Aral Sea to the Caspian Sea, causing a decrease in the size of the Aral Sea. With the return of the river, however, the Aral has invariably been restored to its former borders. In the Soviet Union, the deteriorating condition of the Aral Sea was concealed for decades, until 1985, when Gorbachev made this environmental disaster public. By 2007, the deep western and shallow eastern pools were clearly marked in the southern section, as well as the remnants of a small, separate bay. The volume of the large Aral shrank from 708 to only 75 km, and the water salinity increased from 14 to more than 100 gl. With the collapse of the USSR in 1991, the Aral Sea was divided between the newly formed states of Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. This put an end to the grandiose Soviet plan to divert the waters of distant Siberian rivers here, and the competition for the possession of melting water resources unfolded. If in 1960 the fish catch was up to 40,000 tons, then by the mid-1980s the local commercial fishery simply ceased to exist, and more than 60,000 related jobs were lost. However, by 2003, this species, too, had disappeared in the large Aral, unable to withstand salinity of more than 70 gl, 2 to 4 times higher than in its usual marine environment. Now the situation is improving poorly and there is little hope for the revival of the Aral Sea.